Hey everyone, 24/7 here, and welcome to my review of WWE Armageddon 2006. Yeah, so this was supposed to be the Money in the Bank review, but Zach, because the Wi-Fi went down a library, which is fine, shit happens, I totally fucking get it. But yeah, so when I said, hey, I can do that this week, just give me a show, I'll review it pretty quickly. I want to make this review on the shorter side, but I still want to talk about everything. But yeah, I got Armageddon 2006, and I said, hey, just pick it from the bag. Yeah, I'll watch it. And I did. I watched it with my sister. We liked it. I didn't love it, but I liked it enough. Yeah, so Armageddon 2006 took place December 17th, 2006, Richmond, Virginia. It took place at the Richmond Coliseum with an attendance of 8,200, very small, and a buy rate of 239,000, with a tagline of "The end is only the beginning." Yes, so this show was something. Let's start with the opening match, an Inferno match between Kane and Montel Vontavious Porter. So an Inferno match, basically the only way to win is set your opponent on fire, and like 3/4 of the ring is surrounded by fire. Like, they had like burners on the side, almost like gas burners. Remember like someone slammed on the mat, or I guess got landed around the mat. Basically the flame went up like this, and it went like 6 to 8 feet. It was crazy tall. But yeah. These two were feuding for a little bit. I remember watching the show, actually, from when I was little. I watched it, like, a few times. I liked the show. This is one of the matches I remember the most. It's okay. It's not amazing, but it's a fun gimmick match. I'm surprised how much I liked it, considering I don't really like Inferno matches. Sorry, very tired. And yes, I bet you're wondering, where am I? I'm at the guest bedroom at my mom's house, because I was hanging out here with my sister, because my mom was gone for the day. So yeah, back to this match. This was pretty okay. These two surprisingly had fun chemistry. I liked the different dynamic between the two. MVP had only debuted a few months before. He beat Kane by DQ, and then he escaped the cage against Kane, so he was 2 up on Kane, and Kane was like, I'm gonna kill you. And he proceeded to beat the shit out of MVP in this match. Just fucking annihilated him. Yeah, the only way to win was to set your opponent on fire, and he in fact tried to do that multiple times. He took the buckle pad off the top rope, grabbed it, set it on fire, and went to hit MVP with it. The match ended when Kane went on the outside, and so did MVP. And Kane was just chasing him and beating him up and all that shit. But then, Kane was, like, on the steps with MVP. He had MVP by the throat and just pushed his back into the fire, and MVP was set on fire. Kane wins. I give the match 2.5 stars. It was okay. It was a fun gimmick match. I don't really like Inferno matches. I think that you can only do so much with this kind of match, but it works. Next, Paul London and Brian Kendrick were originally going to defend against William Regal and Dave Taylor. Who remembers Dave Taylor? Who the fuck is Dave Taylor? Because I don't even fucking know. Zach told me who it was, and I still looked him up, and I still don't know who the fuck he is. Yeah, but then Teddy Long came and he's like, I'm in the spirit of giving, so I'm going to make this a ladder match, and then I'm going to add 2 more teams. Where are those teams? The Hardy Boys and Eminem. The Hardy Boys, I don't even think we're a tag team at this point. Because Jeff was Intercontinental Champion, and they were wearing their, like, singles guys stuff. Because Jeff was feuding with Nitro over the Intercontinental Championship, because I distinctly remember them feuding literally the next pay-per-view after this. I think was New Year's Revolution, which I reviewed. And then Matt was feuding with Edge earlier in the year over the Lita shit. So, yeah, weird. But it was still the best match on the show. This was just balls to the wall crazy. This is a fun match. This is really fun. Even Dave Taylor and William Regal, like, they very much not ladder guys, but they were very effective in that. But the one thing everyone remembers from this match is the M&M were going to do a doubles had this ladder set up. They were going to suplex Jeff on it. Matt comes for the save. Jeff got to the top rope, jumped off the top rope, landed the ladder, and went boom, hit all three guys in the face, especially Mercury. Mercury got his face busted open, and I would put it in the thumbnail, but I don't want to get in trouble by YouTube because they won't recommend my video then, because the YouTube algorithm hates my guts. They hate fun. But no, this was balls to the walls crazy. It was so much fun. I enjoyed this match a lot. What did Mercury end up having? He shattered his nose in the bridge area. He had 4 fractures on the inside of his nose, 5 stitches on the inside of his nose and his cheek, 15 stitches on the outside of his nose and his cheek. His left eye, so this eye, was swollen shut, and he had continual internal bleeding from his nose and his eye. He remembers everything, never lost consciousness, and he never passed out. And my sister, because my sister was watching it, she was like, oh, God. There was something she gasped at. More on the show. We'll get to that. But his face, like, puffed up fucking immediately. It was fucking gnarly. And there was blood everywhere. There was blood on the mat the rest of the show. Yeah, and then he was back in the ring in a few weeks. It was crazy. Yeah, because they had a match just at Royal Rumble that year. And No Way Out. So, yeah. Yeah, he was actually released later in the next year because of his drug and alcohol problems at the time, but he was regularly struggling, and then this did not help because he would have been back on painkillers, so it really sucks for him. It really sucked kind of how his first run in the company ended, but what can you do, you know? This shit really fucking unfortunate. Yeah, I'll give, in the end, Paul and Brian Kendrick won. I'll give the match probably, I'll give it 4.5 stars. This is a very fun match to watch. Next, Mike the Miz Mizanin. Yes, the Miz was wrestling around this time. He's been in WWE almost 20 fucking years. Next year, will the Miz be in WWE for 20 years? Took on the Boogeyman. So my sister had no idea who the fuck the Boogeyman was. When she saw the worms, she fucking freaked the fuck out, and it was the funniest shit. I'm gonna show it to Zach, because I'm not gonna post it on here, because I'm not that mean. But it's just her seeing this, she just like, tell me when it's over. It was just the funniest shit watching that. It was disgusting. It was just, I hate the Boogeyman so much. I don't hate the person. I think the gimmick is very fun. But, yeah, this match is bad. This match is 2.5, almost 3 minutes long. It's nothing. It's Boogeyman wins. I'll give it 1 star. It was nothing. And then he took worms out of his pocket. And then, just thinking about it just makes me fucking sick. Just dropped it into fucking, Miz's mouth. And I'm like, it was disgusting. Next, in a match that I forgot happened on this show, Chris Benoit defends the United States Championship against Chavo Guerrero. So Vicky was basically guilt tripping. I don't even know if she was guilt tripping, but like in the build up, she's like, "Oh, Benoit attacked me," and like it was clearly Chavo who was a piece of shit, but she's a manipulative bitch in and outside of WWE. But yeah, these two had a really good match. They went for about 12 minutes. Vicky was on the outside. She was getting involved a lot. But these two guys really put on. People forget that Chavo's a good wrestler. I hate the fact that I feel like he's an underrated guy. Like, I don't think he gets enough credit. Mind you, it's gonna be hard when you're cousins with fucking Eddie Guerrero. I mean, that's a hard legacy to follow up. But he was a good wrestler in and of himself. You know, I don't think he gets enough credit for how good he was in the ring. But yeah, this was a really very good technical match. There was a nice bit of little high flying, a little bit of technical. The story was there. It was just really good from start to finish. I really like this match. I'm gonna have to rewatch it again actually because this is actually a really good match. Benoit. It ends with Benoit after hitting 7 fucking Germans on Chavo. Vicky comes in with the title while Chris already has Chavo in the sharpshooter. Benoit was going to put her in the sharpshooter. He doesn't. Chavo rolls him up, grabs the tights. Benoit rolls, puts Chavo in the sharpshooter. Chavo taps out. Chris Benoit retains. I'm going to give the match 3.5 stars. This is a really good. This is a good match. I enjoyed the heck out of this. It surprised the crap out of me for how much I enjoyed it. Another match that surprised me was Gregory Helms defending the WWE Cruiserweight Championship against Jimmy Wang Yang. So my sister was watching this match and she heard some of JBL's commentary and she was like, "How is this okay?" And I'm like, I blatantly told her, "Olivia, this is WWE 2006. There is no subtlety. This is all terrible. It's bad. It's very bad." Because JBL was kind of very racist on commentary for this. And she's like, and I'm like, I know, don't worry. I know it's shitty. But yeah, yeah, no, I forgot Jimmy Wang Yang could wrestle. Because wasn't he, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't he like the henchman for Tajiri for a little bit? Is that wrong? Correct me if I'm wrong, but no, these guys went for about 10 minutes and it was really good. Gregory Helms was, aka the Hurricane, was Cruiserweight champ for a good while at that point, actually, and he was the longest-reigning Cruiserweight champion of all time, I think. Yeah, these two put on a really, really good match, actually. Like, I thought it would be a short, nothing match, but no, this was actually very competitive. Gregory Helms was in control for most of the match, but honestly, Jimmy Wang Yang held us up. I'm like, why don't I hear more about this? Like, this is actually pretty decent match. Helms retained. I'll give it 3 stars. I actually enjoyed the match a lot. It wasn't anything special. No, God, no. But I think it was a good match. I forgot that Gregory Helms used the code breaker as his finisher. That was cool. Yeah, so Yang, I don't remember where Helms strayed, but after he won the match, you could see his, Helms' lip was bleeding. I was like, why the fuck did they have it? And then I remember the spin kick from earlier in the match. I'm like, oh yeah, that probably did it. Yeah. Yeah, next, the last bride match. And I think, hold on, I'm gonna look it up. No, we didn't review that show. I think there were only ever 2. I think this is the only other one. We have it, I thought, wait, did Zach review, was that at SummerSlam? The other one at SummerSlam? No. It was at No Mercy, 2004. It was The Undertaker versus JBL, weirdly. JBL saying commentary beforehand was like, oh, this match shortened my career. And I'm like, totally, JBL. I totally believe you when I say that. But yeah, this was between Mr. Kennedy, you know, someone who went to mine and Zach's high school, and then and then The Undertaker. So Kennedy had beaten Undertaker at No Mercy by DQ. And then at Survivor Series, he beat Undertaker in a first blood match with the help of MVP. So it was kind of like MVP and Kennedy versus Kane and Undertaker. Did they ever do that tag match? I'll have to look it up later, but I don't remember if they did or not. But yeah, this match was something. Nice back and forth. I should explain the last ride matches. So basically, there was a fucking hearse out there, which is one of my favorite cars, actually. If you don't know anything about me, fun fact, I love hearses. The only way to win this match is to throw your opponent in the back of the hearse, close it, and then drive to the back. Yeah, Kennedy tried running away, but this is nice back and forth. This is my dude. Remember, this is like 2006, 2007, 2000, I want to say 2006 to... No, 2005 to about 2012? Nah, 2010, 2012, around that time. Just that whole stretch of tape. This is like right at the start of Taker's like fucking best years. And he just, God, he was so good at this. And Kennedy was no fucking slouch either. Kennedy was always a really good wrestler. I just really hate how he was done in WWE. I'm glad he got his good moments, especially in TNA. So yeah, this was actually a really fun match to watch. I was surprised how much I enjoyed it. Like, we all knew who was going to win, obviously, because Kennedy won the previous two matches. Of course, Taker was going to win here. Yeah, Kennedy actually looked pretty strong here. He looked smart here, and I liked that from him. But you can't fucking stop The Undertaker. There was a lot of jump scares from Taker. Like, Kennedy threw Taker in the back of the hearse, closed it, exhausted, ran to the front. No, not ran, walked to the front. Taker was already in the front. So I'm like, what the fuck? And Kennedy. Another time, Kennedy put Taker in the back of the... Oh, I should talk about beforehand. So they went on the top of the Armageddon set, which, by the way, fucking great set. I love the Armageddon set. It's always so fucking cool. They go to the top of it, and that's a 15-foot high. You could obviously see a crash pad, but they were just fighting. Taker was going to chokeslam him, but Kennedy got the better of Taker. Fucking threw Taker off. How often do you see Taker take a big fucking bump like that? Almost never. The only other one I can think of was that TLC match against Edge, where he ate tons of shit. But Taker never took big bumps like that. But yeah. And my favorite spot was Kennedy actually got into the front seat with Taker in the back. And all of a sudden you see Taker fucking sit up, grab Kennedy, fucking drag his ass back. Oh my god. And Taker fucking hit Kennedy in the head with the steel chair. Busted open. Then he got a fucking steel pipe. Tried hitting Kennedy with it. Fucking broke the glass of the hearse. So it just fucking a hole in the hearse, basically. Yeah, and then he hit a straight chair shot to the dome. And this is before, the incident that would happen later in the year. Where they cared about, CTE and shit, where they outlawed that shit, but nope. Wham! Just a big fucking headshot to the dome. And Kennedy busted open pretty good. A Taker, big boot, choke slam on the roof. And then he had a tombstone on the roof. Neither broke it. He threw Kennedy in the back. He drove right to the entrance, just a little bit past it, and Taker won. So I'm like, well, yeah, I'll give it 3.5 stars. It wasn't amazing, but I liked it for what it was. I guess I'll have to talk about it. I'll talk about it, but I didn't have to like it. The Naughty or Nice Diva lingerie contest, no. It was Crystal Mashal, Layla, Jillian Hall, and Ashley Massaro. Man, The only people I like here were Layla and Ashley. Poor Ashley Massaro, man. She's getting a Dark Side of the Ring episode soon, which I'm definitely gonna watch, because that's just... yeah, it's really, really sad. Yeah. This sucked. I'll give it 0 stars. It was fucking terrible. I was like, oh, they all won because the fans were asked to cheer for their favorite. Ashley was the favorite, but Santa said everyone is the winner. Finally, the main event. King, Booker, and Finlay take on the team that was huge at the time. That was basically big marketing for this match. The WWE Champion, John Cena, and the World Heavyweight Champion, Batista, teaming together for the first time. That the WWE Champion and the World Heavyweight Champion teamed together. The only reason that this was done, I'm guessing, and I didn't look it up, I'm probably guessing was buy rates. Because I know WWE was not super popular. Like, it was popular, but it wasn't, like, doing super well financially at the time. But I'm guessing just Cena pop a rating. That'll be good for a few weeks. And it did pop rating. So that was cool. This was okay. It was only a little over... it was just under 12 minutes. It wasn't anything crazy, but it did exactly what it needed to, I think. Cena and Batista were super popular. Finlay and Booker were the heels. Like, it's exactly what you think it was. This feels very much like the main event of, like, a Raw or something. Not a pay-per-view main event. It was fine. It was a cool visual seeing Batista and Cena hold the belts at the end, because obviously they fucking won. It's John Cena and Batista. But yeah, it was okay. I didn't love it. It should have been the tornado tag. That's all I'm going to say. It was very bog standard. No, it felt like the main event of a Raw. It felt like the main event of a Raw from, like, the past 2 years, literally. Because that's kind of what the pay-per-views of Raw, main events of Raw and SmackDown have been, basically. Tell me I'm wrong. But yeah, I'll give it John Cena and Batista 1. I'll give it probably 2.5 stars, maybe 3, because it wasn't bad. It was just nothing special. Yeah. It kind of sucks that the main event was kind of whatever, but there's a lot of fun on this show, honestly. I'm surprised how much I enjoyed it. Like, the main event, the opening match was fun, the ladder match was great. Boogeyman, Miz kind of sucked. It was terrible. The U.S. title match was fun. I could say the same thing about the only 2 bad things on the show were the lingerie contest and the Miz and Boogeyman. Those are the only 2 bad things. Everything else was good, actually. So yeah, I give the show like 7 or 8 out of 10. This is actually a really good show. If you haven't seen it yet, honestly, it's a good show. Just skip the Miz stuff and skip the fucking Santa's Little Helper bullshit. But yeah, next week, hopefully, will be Money in the Bank 2011. Thank you guys so much for watching. Zach, you're welcome for doing this. I enjoyed this show. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I've been 24/7. I'll see you guys in more awesome wrestling content. Thank you guys so much.